The Founding Fathers of America were a group of extraordinary and accomplished men. But today, most Americans only know about a handful of the founders, say George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, Alexander Hamilton. But there were many others who helped frame this country. One of them was our first Supreme Court Chief Justice, John Jay. In this short video, we'll hear from constitutional attorneys David Gibbs III and Jenna Ellis commenting on Founding Father extraordinaire John Jay.
John Jay, our first United States Supreme Court Chief Justice, would be rolling over in his grave if he could see how the court has moved away from what was originally intended. John Jay, like the other founders of his day, understood that the Bible and God played a huge role in giving people the rights that they had, as well as the principles that should govern the rulings of the court. But to find out that in 1947 and then again in 1973, we would move away from any construct of scriptural influence on the Constitution, and then in 1973 that we would abandon a literal reading of the document, John Jay would find both of those decisions to be totally contrary to what they intended when this country was founded.
John Jay, our first Supreme Court Chief Justice, said that we must select and prefer Christians as our leaders. Why? Because he understood that our Constitution was only designed for a moral and upright people, and if we are going to righteously self-govern and we are going to implement policy that has the measurable difference between right and wrong and protects and preserves the rights for every American, only the Christian worldview accomplishes that, because only the Christian worldview sees that every human being is valuable and made in the image of God and is worthy of individual rights protection.
It behooves us as Americans to honor and respect the incredible legacy of the founders of this nation, including John Jay, who accomplished many important things. For example, in 1787, after the founders wrote the Constitution, they needed a majority of states to ratify it. At first, the state of New York was reluctant to do so. So, using the pseudonym Publius, Alexander Hamilton, James Madison, and John Jay wrote letters to the editors of newspapers throughout that state explaining why the Constitution should be adopted, which, thankfully, it was. Those letters were later collected together into what we now call the Federalist Papers, a must-read for the serious student of the American experiment. For Providence Forum, I'm Jerry Newcomb.